To all of you, in this video we will know about the term allegory. An allegory is a narrative strategy which may be employed in any literary form or genre. So, an allegory is a narrative, whether in prose or verse, in which the agents and actions and sometimes the setting as well are contrived by the author to make coherent sense on the literal or primary level of signification and at the same time to communicate a second correlated order of signification. We can distinguish two main types. First is historical and political allegory, in which the characters and actions that are signified literally in their turn represent or allegorize historical personage and events. So, in John Dryden's Absalom and Achitophel, which was published in 1681, the biblical king David represents Charles II of England. Absalom represents his natural son or the Duke of Monmouth, and the biblical story of Absalom's rebellion against his father 2 Samuel 13 to 18 allegorizes the rebellion of Monmouth against King Charles II. The allegory of ideas. Second is the allegory of ideas, in which the literal characters represent concepts and plot allegorizes an abstract doctrine or thesis. Both types of allegory may either be sustained throughout a book, as an Absalom and Achitophel and John Bunyan's The Pilgrim's Progress, published in 1678, or else serve merely as an episode in a non-allegorical work. So, the early 16th century Everyman is an allegory in the form of morality play. The Pilgrim's Progress is a moral and religious allegory in the prose narrative. Then Edmund Spenser's Faerie Queene, published in 1590 to 1996, fuses moral, religious, historical and political allegory in a verse romance. The third book of Jonathan Swift's Gulliver Travels, The Voyage of Laputa and Lagado, published in 1726, is an allegorical satire directed mainly against philosophical and scientific pedantry. And William Collins' Ode on the Poetical Character, published in 1747, is a lyric poem which allegorizes a topic in literary criticism: the nature, sources and power of the poet's creative imagination. John Keats makes a subtle use of the allegory throughout his Ode to Autumn, published in 1820, most explicitly in the second stanza, which represents autumn personified as a female figure amid the scenes and activities of the harvest season. Now, sustained allegory was a favorite form in the Middle Ages, when it produced masterpieces, especially in the verse narrative mode of drama vision, in which the narrator falls asleep and experiences an allegoric dream. In this mode includes in the 14th century Dante's Divine Comedy, the French Roman de la Rose, Chaucer's House of Fame, and William Longland's Paris Plowman. But sustained allegory has been written in all literary periods and is the form of such major 19th century dramas in verse as Goethe's Faust Part 2, Shelley's Prometheus Unbound, and Thomas Hardy's The Dynasts. In the 20th century, the stories and novels of Franz Kafka can be considered instances of implicit allegory. A variety of literary genres may be classified as a species of allegory, in that they all narrate one coherent set of circumstances which are intended to signify a second order of correlated meanings. So, first is fable. It is also called an epilogue. It is a short narrative in prose or verse that exemplifies an abstract moral thesis or principle of human behavior. Usually, at its conclusion, either the narrative or one of the characters states the moral in the form of an epigram. So, most common is the beast fable. Next is parable. A parable. A parable is a very short narrative about human beings presented so as to stress the tacit analogy or parallel with a general thesis or lesson that the narrator is trying to bring home to his audience. The parable was one of the Jesus' favorite devices as a teacher. So, the next is an exemplum. An exemplum is a story told as particular instance of general theme in a religious sermon. The device was popular in the Middle Ages, when extensive collections of exempla, some historical and some legendary, were prepared for use by the preachers. So, and next is proverbs. Proverbs are short, pithy statement of widely accepted truths about everyday life. So, many proverbs are allegorical in that the explicit statement is meant to have by analogy or by extended reference. A general application is like a stitch in time saves nine. Then second is people in glass houses should not throw stones. So this is all about the allegory. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you like this, please subscribe the channel and share this video also. Thanks a lot once again for watching this video.